And welcome back to Crypto Hawk channel. Got a great show lined up. I'm going to show you how all the giants right now are tokenizing. They're tokenizing real world assets, and that's just what I've been telling you we need. Global regulations, real world tokenized assets. That's how we get rich. Not the stupid little pumps and stuff that go up and they go down. No, I'm talking about a price where XRP goes from 50 cents to $5,000. I think it'll probably start more like 500 to 1,000. That's what I really think it'll start at. I think they will run maybe 5% of different areas, like maybe shipping. They'll do 5%. They'll start off with that and then rapidly start, maybe give it 2-3 months, bump it up another 5%. I don't know how it all goes. I don't have a crystal ball. I know they've been testing this since, let's see, 2013. Ripple Russia, Ripple China, and all these others, Ripple Singapore with the gold and the derivatives and all that. So they know all that this stuff works, okay? It's been used over the past 11 years. So today's program, I'm going to show you the companies, these massive companies in Germany and America and everything, how they're tokenizing real world assets. Look, you're not going to get rich before them. You got that? Okay. As long as you get it. Because a lot of people are like, when are we going to get rich, Crypto Hog? Oh, I just bought crypto yesterday. So tomorrow I think I should be rich. Okay, stop watching these other channels, all right? Because they're getting your head full of dumb shit. My name's Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. I'm just somebody that deep dives, investigates, and shows you facts. That's what I do. Sometimes I'll give you an opinion. Sometimes people say, Crypto Hawk, just give me your opinion. What do you think about this? Okay, well, since you asked. This is a rigged game. They change the rules at any time. They're very secretive. These people are not your friends. Ripple's not your friends. There is no XRP community. I've heard that phrase. What it is actually is a bunch of loser people with no direction in life that need some other confirmation. They need other people to affirm that they're alive and that they have meaning. Oh, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being part of the XRP community. And I'm like, wow, dude, you're so fucking stupid. XRP's not meant for you, asshole. It's meant for institutions and governments, not stupid loser people that show up to XRP Las Vegas events wanting to try to be a fanboy of XRP. Oh, I want to meet David Schwartz. Maybe I can smoke his pipe. Or maybe I could meet Brad Garlinghouse and get a picture. Like, that's so fucking stupid. These people they're so embarrassing. Let me start off. Who was the first one here? Bob Alberti. Roberto Alberti was number 1. Stephen Morris. Gotcha. Jersey Kathy. Looks like number 4. Thanks for all you do in keeping us informed as to what's really going on and keeping us from getting wrecked. That's R-E-K-T. Wrecked. I have an English degree. I know. It's R-E-K-T. Wrecked. Capital. All that's capital. I wouldn't have sold my beautiful SUV, oh God, to buy XRP if I didn't believe in you, Hulk. Oh, man. I didn't hear that. No, this isn't vodka. It is clear liquid. I went into a dry sauna. I went in 10 minutes, went out for like 14, then it went for another 10. This damn thing's hot. So if I'm out of breath, it's not because I'm getting old or ready to have some kind of chest experience or a cardiothoracic event. I'm just a little bit out of breath. Okay. XRP Shaman is here. Welcome back to the channel there, buddy. He's been around a long time, that guy. Hoo-wee. DJ Super Camacho. Macho Camacho. Nacho. JM. Hey, Hulk. Family just came to say, have a great live with our superstar Crypto Hulk. I had a really busy day. Okay. Watch the live tomorrow. It's 1:30 in the morning in the UK. We understand. We're going to miss you. I appreciate that. See, people come on this show and do that kind of stuff because they know. See, that's why I have this meet and greet. I'm just not here to make a show, and that's for show. I'm here to teach you guys and to try to connect, to try to see who my viewers are and stuff. I really take my job serious, trying to deep dive and show you all the dumb shit that's in the crypto space. This job is serious to me, and you guys have got futures ahead of you. And I want to be a part of helping a lot of people. That's just what I feel is important, helping your fellow human being. And I'm going to step aside from all the crypto mumbo jumbo, and we'll get back into that beast of a world. But helping people is very important. That's what keeps Crypto Hulk channel different. I don't have sponsors. I've got you. I have it designed and set up that way that the people that watch my show pay me. Not see, there's people out there like Geek Boy Matt and Fat Grandma, and they're the ones out there saying, "Oh, Stellar has no use case, XRP has no use case, or they're not going to use XRP. That's why they're coming out with stablecoin." I'm just like, "Are you fucking serious?" So, look, they're getting paid by whatever crypto companies to say shit. Okay. So here's how my whole game is. My game is the anti-game game. That is, pay me fucking money, and then I'll tell you the truth. Okay. That's how the shit works. It's not that complicated. It's a pretty cool exchange of information. The channel doesn't cost that much. You don't have to know certain people. You just get on the show, join, be real with it, and you'll fit in with everybody else. Okay. We all don't have to love each other. None of that dumb shit. We have to know how to get along to be rich. Sometimes I get information from some of you guys and relay it on the channel. Sometimes I take information you give me, I'll deep dive and start a show with it. Okay? This isn't a place like these other channels, like, oh, I want to go to this meetup and meet people and shit. Like, this isn't a groupie fucking channel. This is a Crypto Hulk. I want to get rich, cut through the dumb shit, and just tell me what I got to do. That's what I do. I have to teach and educate. I can't make a 5 or 10 minute show. That shit's not going to work. So what I do is I make a program, I find news articles, or I deep dive on my own and I present 10 to 15 minute sessions for each program, each topic that I have, if I feel they're important. And if they're not as important, it's 5 or 7 minutes or somewhere in there, smaller. And sometimes I do a really deep dive and we'll spend a whole fucking hour on a certain topic. So this is more of an educational channel. If you're here trying to spend 10 to 12 minutes and learn some shit, it might work, but that's a different channel. You can't learn shit in 10 minutes. It's not going to work. Some of my deep dives take 45 minutes. It's just how it is. Anyhow, spend the time as you can. Invest what you want. It's you. You're investing in yourself and your family's future. And if you don't have one, maybe a future family. And if maybe you don't want a family, you're going to have groupies or something, or whatever the fuck. I don't know, whatever it is you want to spend your money on. You want to live in a cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere? That's your choice. Get the cabin that's farthest from anybody, and you can build a 15-story fucking escape hatch down below the ground, like whatever the fuck you want to do. All right. Dennis H, thanks for the donation. I have reason to believe JPM, Ripple, and others are tokenizing bank deposits for use as stable coins. Sure, absolutely. Look, they're going to have stable coin. Banks are going to have their own money, right? That's commercial money. JPM coin, what's that? Onyx shit. Okay, Onyx. JPM's going to have Onyx. Everybody knows that. Some other banks have made their own. And then you're going to have your CBDCs. So that's like the 5 richest families of the world have their central banks in each country, and that's how they control everybody. So each country is going to have its own little Federal Reserve CBDC coin. And then you'll see probably have all these different companies, like Visa is going to have their own crypto. Apple's going to have a crypto. Everybody, you're going to have a Crypto Hulk crypto, for God's sakes, okay? So, Dennis, I totally see that. Absolutely. Kitch J, thank you very much for supporting the channel each time or each day. There, Kitch J. Chad Cord says, jamming you up again. Yeah, I saw my screen kind of flitching and stuff. They're getting butthurt that I have a Crypto 24 explosion and I'm not doing open stuff. So YT's getting really, really fucking pissed off right now. So get out of the. So first thing to do is, and I'll do this. Go to your phone, everybody, unless you're watching. Go to your phone and go to the YT app. I'm going to delete it. So remove app, delete app, delete YT. Yes. Keep subscription. Yes. Now I have some called YT Studio. I'm going to delete that shit as well. So what you got to do, I actually got back from somebody at YT, and I can't tell you what department they're in, but I asked them how to fix a lot of problems. And initially, doing what I'm doing right now is what you got to do. They said just delete shit and then reload it again. Now, they don't really know the reason why. It's because there's some commie that works for a 3-letter agency that's like doing some kind of secret covert work for YT, and that they keep fucking with the channel. That's why. And then someone also said, get out of the top chat and get back in again. See if that helps. But I mean, look, you're on a channel like this. Log into my social media. Whether, somebody said, Stuart Lavelle says that Diddy clip was a laugh. I know, man. I love it. Everybody just had, okay, look, YT is a massive organization. I'd have to find a legal representative that would want to take a case. It's tough. People don't want to, because when they see YT or Google, they're just like, oh my God. But I mean, if somebody knows a lawyer that wants to take this and sees the problems that are here and the constant, we're trying to get them to fix shit. If the lawyer wants to take the case, and if we want to join up 1, 2, 3, 500 people, 600, 1,000, do a class action, that'll scare the hell out of them, and things will probably get fixed rather quickly. But just understand, this is the kind of channel they don't want you to watch. It's going to take work to watch this channel. You're not going to be notified. You're going to have to join my other social media pages to get notified. So maybe you join a Twitter. I'm not saying you have to use Twitter. And you're like, well, I don't do social media. And guess what? You won't get notified by YT. That's just the fucking fact. So you can just sit around and not watch my show. I mean, that's your option. So let's get into, where do I want to start today? Kraken. We're going to start with this one. Okay, there's a crypto exchange called Kraken, and they're calling out Gary Gensler for being a bitch. All right, let's look at this article here. All right, Kraken. Kraken spotlights the SEC's inability to identify investment contracts in digital assets. I'm going to save you the time. I'm not going to read this article. It's a 2-minute read. But then by me trying to explain and editorialize, it becomes a 5 to 7-minute read. You got Kraken that says the SEC never plainly alleges that what was actually traded, brokered, or settled on Kraken is in itself an investment contract. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. For people that know, you already know. People that don't know, here's the problem. Brand new people. You've got a crypto exchange that's been operating out of the United States for, God, I don't know, 10 years, 11 years. Not one time has the SEC done shit. Okay? They had to have gotten permission to open this thing. I am almost positive multiple times they've probably asked the SEC, hey, what exactly are we doing wrong? The SEC would not respond. The SEC would say you're a violation of the Howey test. Just dumb shit stuff, okay? I've worked law enforcement for a very, very short time, many, many years ago. It's like this. California has a penal code and a vehicle code. So whatever you do wrong, it's going to be in the California penal code. And if you're driving or doing something wrong on the road, it's in the vehicle code. It's that simple. I write you a ticket, you get put under arrest. I get the booking sheet. We take you to the main detention facility, drop you off. The records clerk, usually a brand new deputy, maybe not always, but the intake person reads it over. In probation and juvenile hall, they usually have a probation officer do that. They review the paperwork, make sure it matches up with the right penal code, vehicle code shit. And then the cops are off on their way to try to rascal up somebody else and take them to jail. Okay. Gary Gensler doesn't do any of that shit. He busts people and says if you pay a fine, like if you, it's a total bribe situation. Because guess what? Who keeps the money that Gary Gensler collects? Gary's department. You see that? What if you go to write a ticket as a cop and your department keeps the money? That's kind of like, and especially, I mean, a lot of times city cops, their department gets the money. Okay. But let's say this, the city cop doesn't write down what California Vehicle Code section you violated. He just says, hey, your fine's $150 and you can go your own way. That's like bribery. Okay, so I just summed up that article. That's what's going on, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something here. And maybe we can ask the SEC why they did nothing in this case. Look what I'm going to show you right here. Go to like the 4-second mark. 4-second mark. What do we have here? We have an illegal, that means not legal, Ethereum Genesis sale. The Ethereum.org company sold Ethereum cryptocurrency illegally as securities. I got the proof right here. Watch the 5-minute video later. They're very clear here. Here's how you know it's a security, because they're saying, warning, do not purchase Ethereum if you're not an expert and deal with crypto. And it goes on and on. It gives you disclosures. And then there's more pages in this. I did a whole show on it, like 4 different videos or something. And they're basically taking in money to improve Ethereum. Well, anytime you as a business take in money and then somebody has ownership, then that's pretty much a security. We don't need a law degree for that. I don't have to work for the SEC to really, that's a pretty clear-cut case. Especially when I already showed the video when Ethereum people said, we're having an Ethereum sale. Here's our intentions on how we're going to spend the money. The Ethereum sales agreement. There's the word agreement in there. You don't need to work for the SEC to know that was illegal. Okay. So I bring this up to say, why did the SEC allow this illegal Ethereum sale to happen? That's just what I want to know. Here we are, 9 years later, and the SEC has done nothing at all. Now, look, you can't say, well, they don't know what's going on. Really? I'm some fucking dummy. How do I come up with this? How do I go into Crypto Hulk and look last week? I made 4, 5, 10 videos on this. Okay, this Ethereum. How the fuck do I have all this? You may tell me. So we got two options. Number one, the SEC, they're totally fucking stupid. That's a possibility. The other option is the SEC looked the other way and allowed an illegal securities sale to happen, and the SEC is bribed. That's the other option. That's pretty scary. Why would our Inspector General of the United States not investigate? Are they in on this too? Oh man, we've lost the fucking country if that's happened. Damn, Crypto Hulk, you're bringing up some really serious shit right now. I just bring up facts. I don't need to lie. I'm just bringing up facts that no other channel discusses, okay? I've worked for the Department of Justice. I quit because that organization's shit, okay? I don't want to get into, burning my bridges and shit, but that fucking organization's trash. I had to get out of there, okay? Next. So there's the intro article for today. Now I'm going to link that article to this, okay? So first we talked about Kraken and how Gary Gensler is a bitch and all the people at the SEC are bitches. Bitches is a term Crypto Hulk uses for men and women. You don't need to feel offended if you're a female. There's half the people on the planet that are bitches are men. I call them girly men. Because they're the same ones that are, wow, Crypto Hulk, your language is so strong. You shouldn't cuss so much. And I'm like, you shouldn't be such a bitch so much. Here's an article right here. And I just said it to you. United States senators ring alarms over the Department of Justice, my former employer, how they treat crypto mixers and interpret money transmitters. Senators Ron Wyden and Cynthia Loomis wrote to the U.S. Attorney Merrick Garland, well, he's a pile of shit, to express their grave concerns over the Department of Justice expansion. The Department of Justice, on their own, without permission from Congress, decided to expand the definition of money transmission. Well, imagine that. That's illegal, okay? The Department of Justice can't expand definitions. Congress does that. Oh, that's illegal, okay? That's why I don't work for that shit organization called DOJ, because they bust moves like that. The DOJ violates people's rights. That's why I don't work for those dumbasses. Here we have Senator Cynthia Loomis and Ron Wyden, and they sharply criticized the U.S. Department of Justice's enforcement approach to crypto amid their concerns. Oh, now that brings up something here. Let's look at this, shall we? Let's look up the United States Code, and I will show you what the Department of Justice violated. The Department of Justice violated your civil rights. Let me show you right here. This is why I had to quit that stupid ass organization, because they do fucking shit like this. Look right here. 18 United States Code, Section 242. What does it say? Deprivation of rights under color of authority. Whoever under color of any law, statute, or I'll just read the first sentence and I'll explain it to you for those that don't know. Veterans on the channel, you've heard me read this at least 10 times. Whoever under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person, any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or law, or to different punishments, pains, or penalties. And I will stop reading at that point. Now, what is this? 18 U.S. Code, Section 242. Number one, the Department of Justice cannot tell you what to do with crypto. It doesn't exist in the law. So when an agency like a DOJ shuts down, or when they try to expand a definition of crypto that doesn't exist, like money transmitter, they can't do that. That's in violation of the United States Code. See, what that means is this. There's got to be law. So what does the Justice Department do? They're supposed to look at the law to interpret. They're not supposed to expand definitions. That's in violation of your civil rights. If they're doing that, we could all right now sue them for civil rights violation. That would be, wow. That would be powerful, okay? This is 18 U.S. Code. And so anytime a person under color of law, here's what that means. When you work as a police officer, you're working under color of law. That means you're working for the city or the county or the state or the federal government, okay? Any of those, that's under color of law. So if you're working for a government agency and you expand the definition of crypto or whatever, and then you arrest somebody, that's violating their civil rights. They don't have, the Justice Department doesn't have the right to add to the law. They can only interpret existing law. Do you understand that? Now, if there's some confusion in the law, you know what Congress does? I know this is a really tough thing for the Department of Justice to understand because they're used to doing shit illegally. That's why I quit. What the Department of Justice needs to do is make an amendment to an existing law. Oh, so if you don't need to create a whole brand new law, you can amend an existing law with a certain majority of the House and the Senate. Okay, so we don't need to, we don't necessarily on some things need to reinvent the wheel. We just can make an amendment. You have a vote, you have a certain percentage, majority pass the vote, done. The Department of Justice is not allowed to expand definitions. That's not their fucking job, okay? That's a shit organization. I just want to put that out there. Next. Cynthia Loomis. So that's pretty much what's going on. And the senators are not happy about what the DOJ is trying to do. And I'm not either. They're violating people's civil rights. I just thought I'd put that out there. My name's Crypto Hulk. I call out dumb shit that happens. Let me click out of these articles, check the comments, and then we'll go to our next article. Stephen Morris, Sugar Babies Hulk. Thanks for that donation. I'm just looking through the comments. Robert Driscoll, thanks for that donation. Just the facts, Jack. Thanks, Hulk. Stephen Morris shows a picture of a pig, by the way. And they're doing the Kung Fu movie with the sound. Because I start getting real with the DOJ. That's when they start getting all fucking butthurt. The Watcher, member for 10 months. Thanks for all the deep dives and hard work. I have a funny feeling we are super close. That's why I said spring of next year. I'm telling you. S. Harib -01. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Ethereum, it's not looking good. This is like, if you are somebody that has some Ethereum, I want you to seriously listen to this story, this news article. Let me do a copy paste. I've been jamming up. I've been talking shit. Talk and do some kung fu moves. Yo, I'll tell you, I'd kick you in Bangkok if you don't listen. All right. Here's the article. Crypto teams, they may exit the space due to Ethereum security classification. Now, I just showed you a 2015 Ethereum Genesis sale. If you look on Crypto Hulk, you'll find 10 other short videos or pictures or whatever. I got developer plans. What developer plans are is you give us money and then here's what we're going to fix. That's a security. I think Ethereum might get their asses kicked. Okay. I really have a feeling about this. The classification of Ethereum as a security, we already know that it is. So I'll tell you what, I mean, Gary Gensler is not 100% wrong. Now, Gary is a puppet and he's being used by the government. But if I'll say Ethereum is a security, I'm going with Gary. I know you guys are, can't believe it. The classification of Ethereum as a security poses not only risks to the entire crypto market, but it could also likely lead to many crypto teams exiting the space. This designation might hinder progress and potentially reverse years of advancement in the cryptocurrency market. The US SEC has likely delayed its decision on Ethereum status to keep the crypto asset in a gray area. Oh man. Now here's the next title. A security designation may cause a return to proof of work. Are you hearing this? They wanted so bad to go from proof of work to proof of stake, and now they're going to have to go back. Like, this is like a train wreck ready to happen. I'm just letting you know. If you got Ethereum, you are so fucked right now. I'm telling you. According to Amina Bank, designating Ethereum as a security would pose significant risk to the entire cryptocurrency and DeFi ecosystem. No, it wouldn't. Ethereum's a pile of shit. Nobody fucking cares. We don't need that. Everything Ethereum does, Ripple can do. Just putting that out there. Such a designation could result in DeFi platforms. That's fine with me. That allow users to leverage the crypto asset being deemed unregistered securities brokers. Furthermore, a crypto exchange intending to list Ethereum would require to register in the US. This is, I think, ready to chop the head off the snake. If you had Ethereum all these years, congratulations, you made a lot of money. We're looking at a complete disaster right here. The report also warned that if the SEC were to proceed to declare Ethereum a security, protocols using the proof of stake may be forced to return to a proof of work consensus. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. Gensler has suggested that such proof of stake chains rewarding users for locking up their coins resemble investment contracts. Oh, not good for Ethereum. And could be deemed securities. Oh, man. I'm not going to read any more of the article. I think you already know what's going to happen. Boo-boo. Boo-boo. Here is the article that I just showed earlier. Nobody else on the internet is showing this. Look what we got here. Terms and conditions of the Ethereum Genesis sale. Warning, the purchase of Ether has a number of risks. Warning, cryptographic tokens of value may experience extreme volatility in pricing. Oh, man. And if you read the table of contents even farther down, it gets worse. Let me see. The growth, the timing of the sale, pricing and initial discount, obligation to determine if purchaser can purchase Ethereum in the purchaser's jurisdiction. You have you can't just, not anybody can buy Ethereum. They're telling you this right here. If you live in certain places, you can't buy it. Oh, not good. Okay. Go through this video later. 5 minutes. Crypto Hulk made it. Nobody else has. Why? Because I take pride in my channel. If anybody, on my channel owns Ethereum. I want you to watch all my Ethereum videos. You make your own decisions, but it's not looking good. Okay, these are just facts. This is a fact-based channel, and I'm showing you facts right now. All right. Off the grid in Utah says Ethereum equals garbage. Basura. GO says shutting down my node, beaches. I'm just looking through the comments, see what you guys are up to. XRP Shaman, never had it, never will. Like, okay, so I'll tell you what, I've never seen shit like this. I'll tell you what, honestly, I think we might be in for a regime change, like a new president. I can't see, well, Biden can't go again. I mean, it's just, I don't see America like, I don't think this can happen. I think it's getting to the point now where we got to get somebody new in there. I don't know. Dennis H. Thanks for that donation. Dennis says the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, tested 3 global payment rail models. The unified ledger, where CBDCs, XRP, commercial deposit tokens like JPM and etc. can move interoperably on the same ledgers, appear to have won. If you have a ledger, and we all know who has this, I'm not bragging, I'm just stating facts. If you have an interoperable ledger, okay, look, Ripple already gave the ledger to the World Wide Web. I've done shows on that. You can look it up. All of the XRP ledger that belongs. Ripple just, what Ripple is a software company, and they get the escrowed every month of XRP of $1 billion, and then they get to decide what to do with it. The XRP ledger is owned by the World Wide Web. This was all done. Ripple was meeting with those people back in 11 years ago. Did the World Wide Web take Ethereum? No. Ethereum's a big fucking mess. No one wants to deal with that shit. Okay, that's not my personal opinion. I just read the article. They're getting so fucked right now that they might have to go back to proof of work. This whole thing is a big mess. And that's not opinion, it's just facts. Read the articles and then read the Ethereum shit that one of them is 30 pages. Go look for the developers' plans and all. I have all the evidence. It's not an opinion from Crypto Hulk, it's fact. Read through the whole Ethereum nightmare. That shit's a total illegal security. It's so dependent on Vitalik and all these other people. It's not decentralized. That's absurd. William Hinman's a crook. William Hinman sold the country out. He used to work for the SEC. And this platform is a sellout as well, because it's messing with the sound and the video. GO says XRP is the public blockchain. I've done shows on it before. I've read it, where Ripple is at the World Wide Web conference in 2013 and all this stuff, and they're giving the World Wide Web control of the XRP ledger. Just like the same people that own the internet own the ledger. New people don't know this, but I'm here to tell you. Now, I don't care what happens between now and when we get rich. I know how the end game works. I don't care if tomorrow Ripple comes out and says, hey, everybody, we're really using Dogecoin. I don't give a fuck. These people can lie and do whatever. I'm just going to wait till I'm not selling. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just waiting till all the dumb shit ends. Because I know. See, Ripple's not your friend. Ripple's the government. They lie to us. Okay, Ripple is the government and they lie to us. They're not your friend. Okay, expect some real out-of-pocket dumb shit to come up. to try to spook everybody. I'm just letting you know now. The United States might come out and say, oh, if you have XRP, you got a felony, you're going to jail for 13 years. And I'm like, oh, fuck yourself. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do because it's all being recorded. Okay. But just if you know Crypto Hulk, you already know what Crypto Hulk is about. Me, myself, and I getting all my crypto for myself, not trying to share it with Uncle Sam. Okay. That will never happen. Okay. That's just my opinion. Okay. Dennis H says certain lawyers were advised of Ethereum sales contract and don't care. No Ethereum people will pay a price. Right. This is all what this Ethereum illegal sales is where the people in the government make millions and shit before this thing is all legitimate. That's what that all was. All these government people that work for the SEC had friends that are in the investment world, like Sequoia Capital and all these FTX. They have all the criminal friends. Well, we know this. Gary Gensler had friends of FTX. He knows the kid's mom and dad and all that shit. And that nasty girlfriend. Like, oh, God. Like, man, I don't care if she was the last woman on earth. There's got to be some kind of internet porn because that bitch is nasty. But somehow, even Sam had a soft spot for her, but he fucked her over. Yep. And hell, no wrath like a woman scorned. Sam fucked up and his girlfriend turned him in like a little bitch. Carolyn, good job. Next, they kind of look alike. I don't want to lose my appetite. I don't want to think about it. Next, speaking of foolish, here's Robert Kiyosaki. Let's look at good old Bobby boy. Let's see what Robert Kiyosaki has no clue about today. All right. Bobby. Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Here's the article right here. Robert Kiyosaki says the US dollar will lose global dominance as soon as BRICS gold crypto emerges. Let me look up something real quick. I got to find it on the Crypto Hulk show. Give me uno momento. Hold on. There we go. Well, that's an hour. Okay. Let me look. Okay, they're not showing it right here. Oh, I got it. Let me try this. Yeah, they're hiding it. I'll have to look at it another time. It's a thing. Okay, let me get out of there because they're gonna not. It's not gonna populate. Robert Kiyosaki talks about the dollar. Okay, this guy wrote a book. He was super famous in the '90s and the 2000s and up till now. He's talking about BRICS and a global currency. He warns that the dollar is at risk. He believes the new BRICS currency could threaten the dominance of the US dollar. He talks about assets like gold, silver. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you something here real quick. There's a lot of evidence in here. So BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Okay. That's BRICS for new people. Here is what Robert Kiyosaki has no clue about. I made a 2.5 minute video on Ripple China. If you go to like the 4 second mark on my video, 4 second mark, you'll see something called Ripple China. And if you look to your left, you'll see a wallet address. You could verify this on XRP scan. All the shit's real. Okay. That means the American company Ripple helped a communist, you know what, make their CNY. As proof of that, go to the 22 second mark. This only Crypto Hulk. Crypto Hulk's the only one that has this. I appreciate people that get memberships instead of always just watching for free. I mean, it's okay, cool for the first month or something or two, but for like 3, 4, 5, 10 months, 2, 3 years. I mean, come on, man. Like, are you fucking high? But you got Ripple, Red Dragon Country right here, CNY. That is a cryptocurrency. When was this? 2013. I'm going to end it with this right here, but watch the whole video. It's very clear. Robert Kiyosaki has no idea that an American company called Ripple helped the Red Dragon Country make their cryptocurrency 11 years ago. Do you think he knows about that? No. Do you think the United States government let Ripple do this? Duh. Okay. So Robert has no idea. When Robert's going to be like the deer in the headlights when you're driving down the road and the deer jumps and then he looks in your car before you hit him. Okay. That's Robert Kiyosaki. He has no idea what he's talking about. Okay. Now, like I said, between now and when we get rich, the dollar might dip, it might drop. I don't give a shit about that because I'm telling you what's going to happen before it happens. Okay. He has no clue. Robert Kiyosaki has no clue about what I'm saying. The United States government helped the Red Dragon Country make their crypto. Think about this now. Okay. You think we don't know what's going on? We're the ones that fucking taught them. That shows you Robert has no idea. Let's go to the next evidence that I have here. Let's talk about Vladimir. I won't say his full name, but Vladimir's country right now, okay? Let's see who hooked up Vladimir's country. Robert Kiyosaki has no fucking clue about this one. Here's your evidence right here. It's a 1 minute, 40-second video. There's a ton of evidence throughout the whole video. Let's just look at the 46-second mark. 46-second mark. What do we see here? This is like 2014 Ripple Russia. So Robert Kiyosaki's talking about the BRICS nations and they're coming up with this and that for their money. Robert, you have no clue. We help them make their money. Robert's out there trying to scare everybody for no reason, okay? So either he has no idea what he's talking about or he's trying to hype people up. One of the two, Robert. See? If he says, well, I didn't know about this. Well, then exactly, he has no idea what he's talking about. And if he knows all this and he's not telling you, then he's a liar and he's trying to create hype, okay? Well, damn, Crypto Hulk. So that famous guy, Crypto Hulk, you know more than him? I'm not going to make that claim. I'll just let the evidence speak for itself, okay? I'll let you decide. Okay, look at the next one. Wait, I've got to. Okay, here's the next one. Here's India. They're part of BRICS. India is part of BRICS. Look at the title of this article. Google-backed payment company Ripple is in talks with NPCI. Who is NPCI? National Payments Corporation of India. Okay? If we look at the country of India, they're obviously letting Ripple run their banks, their payment system. You look at Kotak Mahindra, India's largest bank, HDFC. I'll show you right here, brand new people. HDFC. Robert Kiyosaki has no idea about this. Let me show you this. This is a BRICS nation, okay? According to Robert, we all need to be afraid, right? Wrong. Robert's putting out false information. So that link right there, wow, something happened to it. Let me go to here. Okay. Let me show you that link again because something happened to mine. I'm going to erase the one that I just sent. Okay. And I love Indian food. All right, look at the title here. HDFC Bank joins Ripple. Now we look down below. What is HDFC? India's largest bank. Hello. Still worried? India's second largest bank. Kotak Mahindra. I'm not going to show the article. Number 2 bank in India. Ripple partner. Need we go on? It doesn't make any more sense. If you already got the number 1, number 2 bank, we can go through. I'm sure the number 5 or 6 bank and 11. I'm sure there's like 50 of them. Okay. We got number 1 and 2. I don't think we need to go on anymore. Okay. Robert Kiyosaki does not know what he's talking about. Next, we'll go to Latin America. Wait, here's the, okay, Latin America. Let me do a copy and the paste. Hold on a minute here. See, what I'm showing you on my program, it's nowhere else on the internet. No one is showing you these things. That's why this channel is very valuable. So we look here. Latin America's largest Ripple gateway launches in Brazil. It talks about Ripple, and there's a gateway, and it's 2014. um, the government of Brazil obviously allows this. The company, which is called RipX, will service Brazilian residents. This is like 9 years ago. They've already been there in Brazil, okay? Next, I did a video. It's about the International Ripple Business Association. So Ripple went into Brazil. The government's fully aware. The government gave them permission, all these things. And if you look at the 1 minute mark on this video, you'll see Brazil and the company's RipX. So that's at the 1 minute mark. Go to the 1 minute mark and you'll see that Brazil RipX. We just read the article on that RipX, okay? It's clearly a Ripple company. Now, let's go to the very beginning. And you go to like the 1, 2, 3, 4 second mark. What do you see? International Ripple Business Association. What is this, Crypto Hulk? Ripple had Brazil as a partner in 2014. Ripple is working with the country of Brazil. And just one of the partners was called RipX, where Ripple was putting XRP gateways in Brazil for people to use XRP. It's been there for like 10 years. Ripple has a headquarters in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, I'm not going to show South Africa. What Robert Kiyosaki has no clue about is that those are all Ripple partners. Ripple works with all these countries setting up their cryptos. So this whole thing he's talking about, oh, it's going to kill the dollar and stuff. This is all theater. Robert has no clue that this is all theater. Will the dollar crash at some point? Yes, but eventually it's going back up because who taught Brazil? Who taught Russia? Who taught India? Who taught China? I mean, I just showed you all the evidence. This is not my opinion, it's fact. This is a fact-based channel. Robert has no idea what he's talking about. Do not listen to him. Righty then, we got 5 minutes. Coinbase. Now I'm going to burn through this article. This is not a deep dive at all. This is like a skim where you skim through an article real quick. This is why we don't keep shit on exchanges. Coinbase resumes operations after a 3-hour outage. Holy shit. What happened at Coinbase, you're going to love this, is they shut down for 3 hours. Yes. The exchange said that some users may still experience failures when sending crypto or withdrawing fiat. Crypto exchange Coinbase is back online after a 3-hour outage. Website visitors had received a quote 503 service temporarily unavailable. The exchange Coinbase noted this on Twitter X, saying it was investigating the issue and working on a solution. Your funds are safe. Well, that's not really comforting. I'm not going to get into the article anymore. That's pretty much it. I mean, they gave you guys I don't have money or nothing on Coinbase, so I'm not tripping. But it's just like interesting how they don't explain what the fuck just happened. I'm telling you what, when some really bad shit hits the fan, a cyber attack from a certain enemy of the United States, you know what? Your shit's not FDIC covered. You need to know that, okay? So if a bad actor comes in and steals it, what if a bad actor comes in and steals everything out of Coinbase and empties it? All they got to do is file we're going out of business, and it's done. They don't have to pay shit back. I hope you understand that. Yeah, that's just the facts and how it goes. Robert Egizio, oh my God, Major Late, Island Fund, damn it, walking my dog. Oh, how cool is that? Love it. Okay, I'm going to wrap this show up. I'm going to work on a morning show. I've got enough for a morning show. After yesterday's show, there was nothing for the morning, nothing at all. I was like, holy shit. So I will definitely have a morning show lined up at 6:30. I'm going to have that show be an open show. Because I kind of said some things today about DOJ that I just didn't want the public to hear. And I'm sure that's wouldn't go over well with YT, considering that's probably their daddy. Okay. So at least I did that on a private show, so it's not open to the whole world and stuff like that. But there you go. MC Prosperity's like, thanks, Hulk. All right, I gotta get back to work and get something for my morning people from the other side of the planet, depending on where you're at. Thank you for investing in yourself, your future, and I'll be back